This video tutorial will show you how to add an assignment in Moodle 2.6. To begin with, simply go into your course page, turn editing on by clicking on the editing button, and proceed to the week where you wish to add an assignment. And I'm just going to go into week 1 here in my course and click Add an Activity or Resource. You're then going to check the assignment button at the top here as the first activity in the list and click Add. You need to give the assignment a name. I'm going to call mine A1 class presentation, and I'm going to say please. So here's just a very generic assignment. I'm going to make this out of 10 points. But it could be 100, it could be 50, it could be 5, or it could be no points. It doesn't have to have a point value. But you can see here I've left this assignment very, very broad and open here so that the students may want to attach media, or they may just be doing a verbal presentation that I'm going to grade them on. There are 3 types of assignments that you can do generally using the assignment activity, and those are what's referred to as offline, which means that the students do not enter any content into Moodle through the text editor or upload a file. So they don't interact with Moodle in any way, but you simply grade them on something that they've done. It might be a written exam, or it might be a field trip, or it might be a class presentation like this where they get up and speak and you just give them a point total. That would be an offline example. Online type, the second type of assignment, an online assignment, would be where the students click on the assignment, click Edit My Submission, and type text into the text editor or copy and paste into the text editor. And then the third type is an upload file assignment, which is where students can upload any type of file that you assign them to do and to upload. And of course there are variations on that, as I'll show you here in a minute. This one could be either an upload or just a class presentation. So I'm going to leave it a little ambiguous here, depending on whether the students actually prepare media for their presentation. If I check display description on page, it'll actually show this in the main page of Moodle. I don't want to do that because the page can get very cluttered quickly. By default, Moodle sets the due date for the assignment to 1 week from the creation date. In this case, I could choose to make that longer, or choose to set a different date, or I could disable the end date. So it's now open, but there's no end. It's just an open-ended assignment. I could also uncheck that so that the assignment is automatically open and has no open and due dates as well. There's also a cutoff date here, so if you enable the due date but you're allowing some kind of extension, you could say, okay, this is the absolute drop dead date of the 30th is the cutoff, where they can't actually submit anything. So you could have a due date but still allow them to upload assignments until a cutoff date. Now, the submission types area, this is the key to the type of assignment that you're creating. And if I uncheck both of these boxes here, online text and file submissions, then this means that the activity is offline. So the students are going to do something, they're not going to interact with Moodle in any way, but I'm going to come in and enter a grade in Moodle. The point being that there'll be an assignment and there'll be a grade that's entered into the grade book. So that's offline. If I choose online text, then the students are going to have a text editing window that they can type or copy and paste an unlimited amount of content into. If I choose file submission, then this means that the students can upload files for the assignment. So I might ask them to upload a paper or a Word document or a Pages document or a video file or a an audio file of some sort. It might be a WAV, an MPEG. It could be anything. Moodle accepts all types of files, and their viewability is only dependent upon what the teacher has to see it on their machine. Same with the students, what software they're using. You can also set the number of uploads up to 20. So they can submit files, and you could say you only have one file to submit, or up to 3 files to submit, for example. And then the site upload limit is set to 1 gig by default, but you can come down from there. If you want to limit the file size that they send to 10 megabytes, for example, you could do that as well. I could also choose to have online text and file submissions. This means that students who prefer to, if the assignment was provide a paper on this subject, they could copy and paste it into the online text area, or they could upload a Word or a Pages or a text document, or a PDF for that matter, as well. Or they could do both. So depending on what sort of assignment you're setting for them here. Okay, and then you have the feedback types. By default, Moodle sets feedback, and feedback types, this area is for the teacher. How does the teacher provide feedback? By default, Moodle sets feedback types to giving you feedback comments. So this first checkbox is checked automatically, meaning you'll have a feedback comments window. If you check the feedback files option, then you'll be able to send files back to the student. So for example, if they send you a Word document and you turn track changes on, or a Pages document for Mac users, if the students send you a Pages document and you turn track changes on, you can, with this option checked, make edits, changes, submit suggestions, comments on their Pages document, and send it back to them for them to resubmit as another draft. So you could have a back and forth process going. And then the last option here is an offline grading worksheet. If you have questions about anything in Moodle, as usual, you can click on the little question mark within the circle, and it tells you what that would be able to do. So if enabled, the teacher will be able to download and upload a worksheet with student grades when marking the assignments. That's what that is. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that unchecked. Submission settings. This section of your assignment is for the students. So if you want the students to be required to click a submit button, then you would say yes. This essentially closes the assignment once they do this. So if you leave it set to no, then the assignment remains pretty much open so that the students can change their assignment there. They can upload a document, and if they don't like it, they can replace it with another document up until the cutoff date. Require that students accept the submission statement. The submission statement is a statement that will pop up during the submission process for the students, which will be essentially a declaration that they make, or that they agree that the work that they are submitting is their own. And so it's a intellectual property copyright statement saying that they are indeed submitting original work. So you can choose that. That's new in Moodle 2.6. And then we have a section on attempts reopened. If you need to reopen an attempt that you've closed, you can do that as well. Group submissions, and I would just leave all of this default unless you need to change it. And once again, click on the little circle if you have more questions. Group submission settings, we're not doing any groups in this demonstration. Notifications, by default, graders won't be notified about submissions, but you can switch this to yes to get notified by email. And then you could also be notified about late submissions. So if you say no, but yes, then you will be notified if somebody submits an assignment late. And then grade, finally. So here we enter the grade for the assignment, and I had chosen to give this assignment 10 points. So I'm going to scroll down here and choose 10 points. I'm going to leave it set to simple direct grade category. I don't have a grade category set up, but if If I had a projects or participation category, I would put it in there. I'm not doing blind marking. I'm not using workflow or allocation. Once again, you can look these up on your own. Time, these are more advanced options. And then common module. By default, the assignment is visible for students. If you don't want it to be visible, if you want to keep it hidden for a certain time, you can click hide. It'll be hidden from the students. Otherwise, leave it set to show. We're not doing groups. And then lastly, restrict access. So you could have, this is conditional access, and we could set an open and close date again for the assignment here, but this would be a specific open and close that they won't even see the assignment here. This is not a submission area. This is to actually see the assignment. And then grade condition is if we want to set the condition for doing this assignment or seeing this assignment based upon the completion of another assignment in the course. That would be used here as well. So once you're done with it, you simply click Save and Display to go to the assignment. Save and Return to Course would just take you back to the course if you were done with it. But I'm going to show you how to grade this all in the one same tutorial. So to grade the assignment, you would either click on the assignment from the home page or Save and Display, and then when you open up the assignment, you click View Grade All Submissions. So let me go back to the course page just to show you what this looks like before we do this. So here's the assignment we created. Once again, to get back to the grading area, I would just click on the assignment, click View Grade All Submissions, and if there were submissions, online text, I'd see them here in this column. If there were file submissions, I would see them here in this column. I would see comments over here. To grade a student, I just simply click on the grade check box in the grade column next to the student I want to grade. So I'll assume that Joe submitted something here, or I'm ready to grade him on his class presentation. And let's say he just did a verbal presentation and didn't upload anything or put anything into Moodle. I can still grade him. So you could grade students at any time as the teacher, whether or not they've submitted anything. And I'm going to put in 9 out of 10 and just say, well done, Joe. Well done, Joe. Not very productive, not very useful comments or feedback for Joe, but for this demonstration, I'll leave it simple. And then I click Save Changes to go back to the grading page. Or if I want to go to the next student, I would click Save and Show Next. And now here's Jane, Columbia, and I'll say, give her the same. Jane. When I'm done grading my students, and by the way, notice here at the bottom, I can notify the students as well. By default, students are notified that the instructor has graded the assignment, and they can click on the link to take them into the assignment to view the comments and the grades. No grades or comments are sent to them directly, but they will receive a notification that the instructor has made comments. If you don't want them to get notification, you simply switch that to no. So Jane will not be notified. However, she can come into Moodle and check and see if the assignment's been graded. Once you're done, you click Save Changes. The grades are put into the gradebook directly. You don't have to do anything else from the assignment standpoint. And so that's how to add an assignment and grade it in Moodle 2.6.